two allies proposed his name. He in the same meeting said yes and literally backed out. His own party did not offer a single formal statement to it. So before getting into merit whether Mr. Kharge, announcement of Mr. Kharge as a Prime Minister face would add value or not, you have to first realize that whether you are making the announcement or you are not making the announcement. So this indecision is killing them.
Do you believe even now, is it too late now?
Indecision that whether Rahul Gandhi is running Congress or Mr. Kharge is running Congress. Is Mr. Rahul going to be the Prime Minister face or somebody else? If he doesn't want to be the Prime Minister, let it be said in those many words by himself, nobody than him, that I am not the candidate, whoever is decided.
No, but do you believe that the India alliance should have a face even now?
I still go back and say if they have a face, definitely it will add value, definitely.
You know, the reason
not having a face is not going to give them any advantage.
The reason I'm asking you this is because while the India alliance appears in disarray, as you said, perception-wise certainly, the BJP on the other hand seems to have got an extra dose of energy. They seem to be even more energized than they were before 2019 because of the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony. Do you believe that has now pushed Mr. Modi onto another level even compared to 2014 and 19, because now it's Ram, it's Labharti and it's Hindutva?
No, I don't think Ram Mandir thing is going to add a great deal of new vote to BJP. If it certainly has enthused the BJP rank and file, it has given something to chat and feel good about to the voters, but I do not see this event of Ram Mandir bringing them new votes. If there is anything, it has certainly consolidated their vote. The vote is again, the vote this time is definitely for the Mr. Modi or against him. It's not about Ram Mandir.
No, what is the BJP's USP in 2024? Is it Ram? Is it Modi? Or is it Viksit Bharat?
It's Modi. And Ram, Viksit Bharat, Labharti, Hindutva, everything is now subservient to this brand Modi.
What is brand Modi? What is this secret sauce? Because you worked with him. What is the secret sauce of this brand Modi? How is brand Modi in 2024 different to the brand Modi that you worked with in 2014?
Well, Mr. Modi's strength is that he evolves, and his whole agenda also evolves every 5 years. So in 2002, he was the Hindu Hriday Samrat. By 2007, he became this able administrator who could bring development to Gujarat. By 2014, he evolved as somebody who can change India. By 2019, he evolved as somebody who can bring great pride and courage and conviction in the story of India. By 2024, he is being positioned as somebody who has brought Ram back to this country. That is how he has evolved, and everything what they do is subservient to this evolution.
So the cult of Modi now is even bigger than that of the BJP. People are voting for Modi, not the BJP.
Definitely, no, goes without saying. I'm not saying they are not voting for BJP, but I'm saying a bulk of the vote that is coming their way, Modi is the major decisive factor,
but
the delta.
How will you respond to those who will say that?
You go to the field and many contesting MPs would concede this, that but for Modi they would find it very difficult to win with the same track record, with same Hindutva, with same Ram Mandir euphoria, with same Labharti model. Just remove Modi, many MP candidates of BJP would find it difficult to win.
Because in 2019, interestingly, CSDS post-poll survey showed that 1 in every 3 people who had voted for the BJP had voted because they said they wanted to vote for Mr. Modi.
Yeah.
So in a sense, without Mr. Modi, the BJP is not the dominant force, you're saying.
It's like imagining Congress in 1980 without Indira Gandhi.
You're saying Mr. Modi today is in the same space that Mrs. Indira Gandhi was in 1980.
He is Indira Gandhi of BJP.
He's the Indira Gandhi of BJP. You're giving me a nice one-liner.
Yeah, but politically speaking,
sure.
His ability to catch vote is not necessarily dependent on ideology or organization or the candidate. People are straight voting the way they voted for Indira Gandhi. People are straight voting for Mr. Modi.
No, but since you use the Indira Gandhi analogy, let me take that forward. Many will say that Mr. Modi has redrawn the way elections are fought.
I know, see, my comparison would not be liked by both sides. But
sure.
I'm just making
Sure.
this comparison purely on this aspect of people voting directly for Indira Gandhi, same way people are voting directly for
Sure,
Mr.
but there
Modi.
will be those who will say that the BJP is now, or Mr. Modi is drawing on a mix of state power, of media power and religion to overpower the opposition. So the opposition has no space in India to compete anymore.
See, any leader who builds that kind of brand would have some ideological backing to his or her positioning. Indira Gandhi was also seen as Indira is India, India is Indira. She had this charisma and the control over state machinery, as we call it, in totality, be it judiciary, election commission, media, all together. So it's not that this is the first time we are seeing something of that in India. It has happened before. In between, we have seen a coalition government where this absolute control has probably gone a little down. And also, as a society, we have evolved. Those systems are a little bit more robust than what it used to be, say, in 70s or 80s. But we have seen the abuse of power by those who have run this country, whether it was 356, using or misusing election commission and media. It's not a new phenomena per se. The extent or the degree could vary depending on who you are and who is analyzing the situation. Could choose to say, no, the earlier one was bad, but not this bad. But as a society, as a country, we have seen it.
No, the reason I'm asking you this is today opposition leaders are blaming EVMs, want us to go back to ballot papers. Others are saying the enforcement directorate is simply targeting opposition leaders. Institutions like the election commission have been captured. A defeatist mentality or a sense of victimhood has gripped the opposition, that everybody, sab hamare khilaf ho gaye hain. The system is against us today.
I doubt.
You don't agree with that?
No, I don't agree. If that is the case, I heard Rahul Gandhi saying that free media, make media free, ED, CBI free, election commission free, and I will win.
Yes.
Somebody need to just ask a commonsensical question. That in 2014, you were in the power. Media was very much under you. Election commission, judiciary, and entire system was under you. How did you came to 45?
They argue the BJP and Mr. Modi have misused these powers that you have. They have misused state power.
Rajdeep, stick to that logic, that if Congress party is losing only because of ED, CBI, election machinery and media, etc., then how did they lose in 2014? Just tell me that. So I'm saying, if you lose, whoever is in power, definitely they will use and would have some strategic advantage because they have control, they have more resource. But these advantages were with you when you were in power. Still you were defeated. And BJP with all these powers, it's not that they are not losing elections. They have lost many elections in the last 5 years.
No, Prashant, the reason today, interestingly, Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, has gone to the extent of saying if Mr. Modi wins, this could be India's last free and fair election.
Well, I'm not one of those who believe, and I could be wrong, but for many years now I have been telling this, because he's not the first one. Many people have raised this issue. Arvind Kejriwal has said this many times. Other leaders have also said this. Many commentators also believe, and they say this in private also. I don't think I'm one of those who believe that Mr. Modi can completely hijack the whole system here, change the constitution, will become a dictator, and India would have no longer a democratic setup. I think we are underestimating the might and the wisdom of the common people here. Nobody, no matter how strong that individual or party is, nobody can steamroll India and 1.3 billion Indians. Indians are pretty smart. They know where to give power and where to put the brake. You have seen in the last 5 years, the same Mr. Modi has not been able to win states as easily as he used to do, say, between 2014 and 2019. And if you go to villages, and I know you travel, Rajdeep, a lot, you would hear many common people saying, अरे सब पावर एक ही के हाथ में थोड़ी देना है. आप उससे जब पूछते हो कि भाई लोकसभा और विधानसभा में अलग-अलग क्यों देते हो? आप विधानसभा में कर्नाटक में कांग्रेस को जिता रहे हो, लोकसभा में कह रहे हो मोदी को दूंगा. बोले नहीं, एक ही आदमी के हाथ में सबको पावर नहीं देना है. Common people have this understanding.
No, is that a trend that therefore is here to stay? That the same voter who may have voted, let's say in Karnataka 6 months ago for Siddaramaiah, may well vote for Mr. Modi in the general election. Same voter who may have voted for Mamata Banerjee in Bengal 2-3 years ago may well vote for Mr. Modi. We are seeing very distinct changes between Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha, and they can only grow in the future.
Well, this could be argued both way. I have been telling this, that if you want to challenge BJP, this one data point should give you a lot of strength and courage and hope. Is that Mr. Modi's ability to fetch vote for himself versus his ability to get vote for his colleagues or his party. If you look at data from 2014 till now, between 2014 to 2019, the BJP's underperformance in assembly elections were roughly around 3 percentage point. That means in Vidhan Sabha only 3 percentage point BJP vote share was 3 percentage point lower than the Lok Sabha. Between 2014 to 2019, now the underperformance in Vidhan Sabha for BJP is close to 9 to 10 percentage point, 10 percentage point. So that means there are less, and this is the declining ability of Mr. Modi to transfer vote.
The double engine model is therefore not working as effectively when it comes to state elections.
No,
when Mr. Modi is not on the ticket, the BJP
it is that much more difficult. I wouldn't say it is not working, but I'm saying it is that much more difficult for Mr. Modi to continue getting vote for his party colleagues or his state governments who, in eyes of people, may or may not have delivered.
Because one other major trend that
earlier between 2000 to 2019, whoever Mr. Modi wanted, he said, vote for him, I will deliver, then people voted.
Sure.
But if the state governments have not delivered, people are not taking Mr. Modi's word as gospel truth and voting for them. They are still giving it to him, but in the state elections, they are voting very differently.
So that's one big difference between 2014-19 and 2019 to 24. The other trend which one notices is North versus South. We mentioned how North and West, the BJP's 80 to 90% seats, or they dominated 90% of the seats in Western and Northern India, Hindi heartland in particular. On the other hand, in the South and the East also, the BJP has found it much more difficult. Is that a trend also which you believe is here to stay?
No, I cannot say we're here to stay, but it's very clear. It's not only North and South. East, I always say that East and South, roughly about 220 seats, starting from Bihar. Don't count Bihar in North. In Bihar, BJP's vote share is never crossed 25%. Last time they have won only 17 MPs. So if you take Bihar, Bengal, Odisha, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these 220 seats, BJP gets only about 45 seats, despite their success in Bihar, despite their success in Bengal, despite their doing better in Odisha. But what is happening is because they are completely sweeping North and West, these 200 seats or 180 seats which are anti-BJP member parliaments, they are of no use. And hence, if Congress plus these 3-4 key anti-BJP formations, if they are able to win even 100 seats in West and North, the game will change overnight. Because then these 200 MPs who anyway are winning as non-BJP MPs, they come into play.
But you would agree that at the moment it looks extremely unlikely that the opposition can win these 100 seats in West and North.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Impossible?
And more, I wouldn't say impossible, but more worrying sign is that BJP knows this data as much as you and I know. Probably they know more than us. And hence you see the BJP's effort and their organizational focus is completely on East and South. Look at the number of trips Mr. Modi has done to Tamil Nadu and Kerala compared to, say, Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. In outside election time, all his visits are to Tamil Nadu, to Kerala. Look at the effort Amit Shah puts in building Telangana and Bengal. People are not paying attention. In Telangana, BJP got 14% vote. That's a very good launching pad for a party like BJP to take on Telangana. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, I see BJP getting into double-digit vote share this time. Make no mistake, they will, anything between 7 to 12, 15% vote is possible for BJP in Tamil Nadu. In Kerala, they are already there in around 10% vote. So while BJP is investing in their weak areas, opposition is not able to hold either their strong areas or get into the new areas where they need to work on. So I don't see any party, whether it's SP or say NCP or RJD or Congress, which is the biggest party in the North and West, investing in rebuilding, re-energizing, taking a new approach to rebuild their party in these states.
You know, you've given us a nice broad national picture, but I for a moment want to look at your home state, since that's the one you've been traveling through extensively over the last 15 months, your Jan Suraj experience. As you travel, Do you see a mood for change among voters? Do you believe that voters in a state like Bihar also want change, want a better life? Because one of the other distinctions between India is the India which is growing at a much faster rate, mainly Peninsula India, and an India which is growing at extremely slow rates, still has high rates of joblessness. Are these real issues before the people that lead them to believe they want political change?
Rajdeep, it's a common sense. Who doesn't want a better life? It's a question of what defines better life for you. These states like Bihar, the aspirations have been crushed so low that getting 5 kg free ration is fulfilling of the aspiration. Getting 500 rupees pension is an fulfilling of an aspiration. Maybe in Karnataka you have to pay 2,500. But to say that fundamentally people in Bihar doesn't want good life is, I think, is a very derogatory statement to make. Whether it's for Bihar or UP or Odisha, you have to be in their shoes to understand what their life is, how difficult the life is. You are talking about better education, GDP, growth, this, that. People are not getting to eat. People are not, they don't have house. In Bihar, for example, the old age pension is 400 rupees. Just imagine sitting in Delhi. In 400 rupees, the poor woman or a man has to live whole month. His eating, his household, everything is covered in that 400 rupees.
No, which is precisely what I want to know. If it remains an area of darkness, why is it in the last 30 years it's been dominated only by two figures, either by Lalu Prasad, Nitish Kumar? In a way, Nitish Kumar has shown up the entire system. He can go with RJD one day, BJP one day, but Nitish Bihar ki ek tarah se majburi hai.
Yeah, no. It's because the two mainstream large parties who should have taken the responsibility of helping the states like Bihar, namely the Congress and BJP, both in the interest of getting more MPs in Delhi, they have sacrificed the interest of people of Bihar. It's like what we call the resource crush in Africa. The more minerals you have, more is the loot. Similarly, what has happened to UP and Bihar? These states have been seen by national parties or national formations as the states from where you get the maximum MP. So their predominant focus is how to get the maximum MPs from Bihar or UP. So what happened when Congress was in power? As sensible economist, as executive-like prime minister, he could not think out of box to do something for Bihar, because all they were interested in that with the help of Lalu Yadav, get some 20-25 MPs to run the government in Delhi. In return, if Lalu wanted to run the government he wanted to run the way he wanted to run in Bihar, they overlooked, they closed the eyes. The same thing, unfortunately, BJP is doing vis-a-vis Nitish Kumar. They are quite aware that Nitish Kumar is doing nothing. They are quite aware that Bihar is the most poorest and the deprived state even today after 15 years of coalition government of BJP and Nitish Kumar. Make no mistake, out of 18 years of Nitish Kumar as a CM, 15 years he has been CM with BJP. But BJP is completely willing to overlook it because they don't want to take the risk of not getting that 30-35 MP seats. So they are sacrificing the interest of people of Bihar, the children of Bihar, because they want 30 seats from Bihar.
But do you believe that caste-based parties or regional parties that are run around a family or around an individual like a Nitish Kumar, are they reaching exhaustion point? Do you believe a stage will come where in the next 10 years people will look for alternatives, or are regional parties here to stay? You've told us Congress you believe is on the decline, but are regional parties here to stay?
Yeah, so I would make a sweeping comment that there is like a curtain wall that, from today onwards there will be no regional party, no caste-based party. It's a cycle. What goes up will come down. If BJP comes down, whoever is a strong force there, whether it is a regional party or Congress, they will gain. If KCR is a regional party, he declined, Congress was there, they benefited. So whoever is there on the ground, whether you are a national party or a regional party, whether you are a caste-based party or a religion-based party, if you are there, you are fighting, people see yourself around, you stand a chance, because the other person who is ruling, if he falls, you are there to benefit from it.
But is caste still very, very dominant? I'm not just looking at Bihar, but across the country. Prime Minister also projects himself, interestingly, as an OBC face. I mean, this OBC politics, Nitish Kumar tried to play caste census, it didn't really work. Rahul Gandhi has echoed caste census, not worked. And on the other hand, the Prime Minister plays the OBC card.
But I'm glad you are saying at least, because for months you guys have been telling this caste census is going to be the second mandal and this and that. And I've been telling it on ground, there is no resonance to it.
No resonance at all.
No resonance. Why? Because you know, in politics, you can play one thing only once in lifetime. You can't do it again and again. Caste thing, once mandal done, dusted, people who benefited, people who suffered, has done. Now you cannot redo it. Nitish Kumar tried doing it. Very quickly he realized that it's not resulting into any electoral gain. So that's why he has gone back to BJP. See, caste is an important factor, no doubt about it. If you do politics in India, you must understand this reality that caste is one of the major factors. But caste is not the only factor. Make no mistake, caste is not the only factor. Look at the states where we talk about the caste politics most, which is UP, Bihar. Today in UP and Bihar, BJP is getting the maximum vote, both states. In these states, you go and talk to anyone, they say, no, we are not voting for BJP, we are voting for Mr. Modi. How many people of Mr. Modi's caste live in UP and Bihar? So if we are saying that everyone in Bihar and UP are voting only basis caste, then who is voting for Mr. Modi in UP and Bihar? They are definitely not voting on the basis of caste. So there is caste angle, there is Vichardhara / Hindu factor, Hindu-Muslim factor, the religion aspect. The third is this Labharti, governance, whatever you call. And fourth is your own electoral muscle, the organization, your ability to convert your support into vote.
But what does Mr. Modi, according to you, embody today? What does he embody that, on the other hand, Rahul Gandhi does not?
See, there are many, depending on who you are. You know, for many, Mr. Modi is a self-made man and Rahul is a dynast. That itself is a reason for them to go for Mr. Modi.
You believe that is still there? The Kamdar, Namdar narrative still runs?
Yes, I'm saying nobody can say how much, but I'm saying this, if you put 10 people in room who are voting for Mr. Modi versus Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and you'll ask, why are you voting for Mr. Modi? I'm sure 2 or 3 will say this issue, that he is a self-made man, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a dynast. There are 2, 3 who will say that Mr. Modi is honest, he is not corrupt, Mr. Congress party is corrupt. Under Gandhi's, they have run a corrupt government. There are third element which people will say that under him the Hindu resonance is happening. So Hindutva is there, self-made man is there, incorruptible is there, he is a hard-working, decisive person, he is bringing glory to India. All those aspects. We cannot say only one aspect. So different people find different reasons. But put together these 8, 5, 6 issues which build Mr. Modi's persona or the brand, which allows people to say, okay, for this reason I want to be with Mr. Modi.
So as we come to the end, I want to look into the future. 10 years from now, Mr. Modi, who's been this dominant personality, will be in his 80s. Do you still see a Modi-centric, BJP-centric, Hindutva-centric polity, Congress declining, and maybe a new political force emerging?
I don't know about 10 years, but it would be very difficult for BJP to continue dominating beyond, 5 years or so, because that would mean like going beyond 15 years of ruling country. But what I see is BJP as a party, as a political formation, is going to be one of the dominant force around which the politics will revolve in 20, 30 years at least, like it was in case of Congress. Again, I must clarify, this doesn't mean that a lot of people think that they start saying that I'm saying that BJP cannot be defeated. Even if BJP is defeated, BJP will be the central political force around which the polity will move for another 20, 30 years at least. Somebody will emerge, somebody will defeat them for sure. In next 5 years could be done, could be 10 years, it could be done. I don't know about the timeline and who will defeat. But
no, would it be the Congress or a new political force in your view, or regional parties?
No, it has to be a Congress in a new form, which...
What do you mean by Congress in a new form? New leadership or new form?
No.
What does new form mean?
Ideologically, one side is this right to center, another is the left to center. So left to center space is dominated today by Congress, and the Congress has to reincarnate itself and come in a manner where it takes the dominant vote share of the left of center, which still is bigger than right of center.
So you don't see the likes of Arvind Kejriwal and all emerging to occupy that
told
space?
You remember 2-3 years back, we had this discussion post-Bengal, and I told you it's literally very difficult, because in 100 years, last 100 years, this country has seen only 2 pan-India parties. It takes time. It takes 20, 30 years for you to build party, to reach the national. Taking a technical national party status is not same as being a national force, national political force. So for BJP, it has taken more than 50 years. Make no mistake, they started as Jansangh, and they went to up to 50 seats. Then 30 years of decline. Then they repositioned themselves at BJP. That took them another 10 years for them to become a national force. So I'm not somebody who would say that Congress is going to finish. The Congress, in some form or other, will remain the dominant force, opposing the BJP's ideology and what BJP represents.
In a way, you are offering hope to Rahul Gandhi and the Congress. Stay the course.
I'm not saying Rahul Gandhi. I'm saying Congress. The space left of center. I'm saying that in this country, left of center space is not going away. And broadly, that's what Congress claims to represent ideologically. So if Congress were to regroup, re-energize, reposition themselves, there is a denominator. There is a denominator to take.
Final question, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself now, what has happened in Bihar, opening up the possibility of a third force by 2025 Vidhan Sabha, where this duopoly of Lalu and Nitish may finally be over? Do you really see the emergence possibly for someone like you who can challenge this? Or do you believe it's very difficult to scale up or go on from a political strategist to building a party?
Rajdeep, I'm in Bihar for last 2 years. I'm not planning to go Bihar because something has happened in Bihar yesterday. 2 years, I have left everything, and I am stationed in Bihar, moving village to village. And what I see and what I have learned and seen, observed in the last 2 years, gives me full conviction that Bihar is just there to change. And you would be surprised the kind of change India is going to see coming from Bihar in their assembly election. Not in the Lok Sabha, but in assembly elections. You have to give a year, because people are, as I told you, they are not looking at India. People in Bihar, they are looking to sort their issue out. And that would be reflected in the Vidhan Sabha election.
So you're very interestingly telling me that in a way, your hope is that even if 2024 Lok Sabha is almost a done deal, the state elections are becoming increasingly wide open, and that's the real contestation that will take place in the next few years.
If I'm in an opposition space, I would fight with all the might the Lok Sabha, but I would not lose the hope, and I would start preparing for each of the Vidhan Sabha, be it Maharashtra, be it Haryana, be it Bihar, from today, not after Lok Sabha. But what will happen? They will lose suppose they lose Lok Sabha, then 3 months they will go in oblivion, then comes the Vidhan Sabha election, then they will say there is no time left. But if, it's like the first line of fight is Lok Sabha. You must start preparing your second line and third line, and the real power, political and otherwise, rests with the state, winning the states. So that is where the hope is, and that is where opposition should put their focus on.
It's interesting you're saying this, because I recall in 2021 when I had interviewed you during the West Bengal elections, you had said that if the TMC loses, India could be heading towards single-party democracy. Now you're telling me multi-party democracy is alive and well, certainly at the state level. Indian democracy has not been taken over by one leader or one party.
I'm saying the same thing. Unless, so long the states are, even if you lose Lok Sabha elections again and again, but so long you hold your ground in the states, India is democracy, its texture, its multipolarity are going to stay. And that is very important, that even if you are not able to necessarily win Lok Sabha, don't give up hope, fight with all what you have, make sure that you don't lose the states. Maybe there is no opportunity for you to win Lok Sabha, but you have enough opportunity to win your state. Win that and the tide will turn.
Okay. Prashant Kishor, for having given us a sense of what you believe is the big national picture as well as the state picture in this huge election year of 2024. Thank you very much for speaking your mind.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this India Today special. After Nitish Kumar's Ghar Vapsi yet again, in Bihar, the dark clouds hanging over the Hemant Soren government in Jharkhand, and the recent defeat of the Congress to the BJP in the Hindi heartland states, most political observers are saying that the 2024 general elections are a done deal for Narendra Modi and the BJP. Are the general elections a formality? Does the opposition still have a chance of making a comeback? Who better to answer that than the country's ace political strategist, now a political activist with the Jan Suraj movement that he has set up in Bihar? Joining us now, the one and only Prashant Kishor. Appreciate your joining us, Prashant.
Thank you.
After the fall, or should I say the re-emergence of Nitish Kumar in a new avatar, this time back in the NDA, the general consensus is that 2024 is a done deal. Do you go along with that, that Nitish Kumar's decision has virtually made 2024 a done deal?
Yes and no, because see, Nitish Kumar per se, him being part of the opposition bloc was not that big a deal, first of all, because on his own he was not bringing something that would have turned the table. But perception wise, yes, there was at least those who believed in the opposition's strength or the new formation called India. They thought him as one of the key allies or key component of this new formation. BJP, by taking him back, to my mind, has gone for a strategy where what one would say, losing a battle to win a war. Because in Bihar per se, BJP is not going to give any advantage to BJP. But in terms of perception countrywide, yes.
No, but the fact is, let's be honest, now that the BJP has Nitish Kumar with it, they have Chirag Paswan with it, it appears that the opposition is decimated in Bihar, a state where the BJP won 39 out of 40 seats last time. So the BJP seems to have virtually, will now dominate Bihar.
No, actually not. If you look at the hard data, in 2014, BJP fought on its own with the allies like Chirag Paswan, at that time Ramvilas Paswan ji, and they won more than 32 seats. In last general elections, BJP won 17, not 39. The alliance, with alliance they won 39. This time around, with Nitish not being what he used to be in 2014 or 2019, BJP and the India alliance anyway was doing pretty well. So I don't think BJP has taken Nitish Kumar back to add seats in Bihar. In fact, if you look at carefully, BJP's own number is going to be less in Bihar after taking Nitish Kumar, because they will be fighting less number of seats. So why did BJP opt for this? They have opted for exactly where you started this interview. That in terms of perception, Nitish was seen as somebody who is bringing together who brought everyone together to build this India alliance. So by taking one of the architects out of it, BJP has given a severe psychological blow to the opposition, not in material terms. In material terms, Nitish leaving is not going to matter much. In fact, it's going to reduce BJP's number. And in assembly elections, BJP is going to pay the price for this. But they have opted for it knowingly because they want to win the war, maybe lose the battle in Bihar.
No, in a sense, it seems that the BJP has decided that 2024 up ki bar 400 par. You see, they are psychologically intimidating the opposition. Would you agree that all of this, therefore, the perception...
It's a part of psychological thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a tangible gain for BJP. It's a psychological blow to the opposition. But it's not as much the tangible gain for BJP as much the psychological blow to the opposition.
But many will say that the opposition, in any case, Prashant, has not really taken off. This India alliance has not taken off.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that any which way, it's not that with Nitish with India that they were doing very well. BJP was anyway in the lead position. With this new thing, they have given a psychological blow to the all efforts which was built around India alliance.
So why do you think this India alliance has not taken off? Why do you think, is it because each leader of this India alliance is restricted to his or her own state, has no chemistry nationwide, they don't have a narrative beyond anti-Modism? What is it? Why have they not taken off?
First and foremost, the whole initiative came too late. They started only last year, June, July. Now, any sensible person, whether it is Nitish or Mamta or Rahul, Stalin, anyone, you might think how the seat adjustment would be, what the narrative would be, but everyone knew that there is an election in 2024. What prevented these leaders to form the same alliance, say, a year back? Just imagine if they would have done the same thing in 2021 or 2022, they would have got 2 years to sort out their differences. They would have got 2 years to decide the seat sharing. They would have got 2 years to reach to people, build a narrative, and would not have given a free run to BJP or NDA to build and play on their strength.
So you don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they didn't make Nitish Kumar the convener
not
of the
at all.
alliance? None of that makes a difference. You just think that they got their act together too late.
Too late, because in 6 or 8 or 9 months, in a country as big as India, when you are up against a very organized force, electoral force of BJP, you don't stand much a chance. I always say that anything and everything can be managed but for the time. I give an example. In 2019 results, Lok Sabha results, Didi got a setback in Bengal. So did Congress in Assam. In Bengal, within 2 months of Lok Sabha, we started the counter. TMC started the counter. They looked at what went wrong. They worked on their organization. They built their narrative. And by 2021, in May, TMC gained everything what they lost to BJP. In fact, they gained a bit more than what they thought. Compare that to what Congress did in Assam. They also lost, but they did nothing. They started building the Mahagathbandhan and all their effort in Assam 3 months before the election. So obviously 3 months was not enough.
So is the Congress then the elephant in the room? That so long as the Congress doesn't revive or get its act together, this whole opposition plank simply will not take off?
Yes, because they are the one who are fighting on 300 seats. And I always say that unless there is strike rate, even forget about India, what happens to India today. Just look at if Congress is fighting 250 odd seats. If they win 30% of those seats, if Congress's strike rate is 30%, then BJP number, the NDA number would be closer to 250, 220 than 320, 330. It's as simple as this. Forget about everything else. Let's Congress deliver 1/3